Hello, today is Friday, April the 26th, 2024, but yesterday, April the 25th, 2024, I came out after work and filmed a little tour of what's going on the east side of the house and the terrace. And you guys, the terrace has a petunia party going on back there, and it's only going to get better as the season goes on and summer gets here. So I hope you'll stick around to see all of those beautiful blooms that are starting up out there on the terrace. But I didn't even give you a frame of reference before I started filming this yesterday after work. So I wanted to do that today, and I didn't even do a proper outro. So that's why I'm on here this morning to do that. And you guys, the next 7 days, we have nothing but rain and storms in the forecast. So I'm probably not going to be able to get an April garden tour up, but that's okay because our temperatures are heating up. And with all this rain, the garden should be absolutely lovely. Once this moves out, I can get a garden tour filmed for May. Okay, frame of reference, flipping the camera around. This is where I was just standing to film the intro and the outro. Probably gonna hear thunder going on in the background. Thunderstorm is getting ready to start, so I'm gonna try to do this quickly, but this is where I was standing on the front porch. And you guys, I'm trying to get this ivy to grow around my faux topiaries up here. I've had these topiaries, oh gosh, probably 10 years, and if I can find a photo of the home I first purchased these and put them on the front porch, I'll pop that in while I'm talking right now. But we need to get going because I want to finish off giving you this frame of reference. Ooh, there goes the thunder. But from the front porch, where I started this tour yesterday is on the east side. Excuse me, elbow. Ooh, we're trying to hurry. But it starts over here, just so you have a frame of reference, and I apologize for not doing that yesterday. This is east facing this side of the house. These were already in place when we moved in 3 years ago, and this is the best they've looked since we've been here. These are orange daylilies. I haven't been the best in the past of documenting this area over here, and I think mainly because it didn't actually look that great. It still doesn't. Work in progress, but I tend to leave it out of tours, but I wanted to do better this year on that and document this for myself and share it with you. But you can see these guys are starting to put on buds. It's going to be beautiful. Here's a view looking back from this way. Looks so good. I get ground cherries that come up in between these. I think at some point in the past, ground cherries were planted over here. So moving on, this is where I had my hose out. To this blank area. This is where, if you watch my greenhouse tour, my tomatoes and sweet peppers are going to go. In addition to my sweet peppers and tomatoes going over here in this bed, I direct seeded these guys, and they are from MI Gardener. And yes, they're about 2 years old as well, but we're gonna see if these guys will take off. I don't know. And also, will they look good with tomatoes and sweet peppers? The reason I'm doing my tomatoes and peppers over here, in the 3 years my tomatoes do the best over here east facing because they get shielded from that hot afternoon sun and heat. All right, so turning around right here to this bed. This bed has been a pain in my neck as well since we moved in. I've had the hardest time getting anything to grow over here, and now this right here, south facing. And of course this area right here is the south facing as well. But when this grows up, which is a summerific ballet slippers hardy hibiscus, this tag it's seen its better days, huh? But I planted this last year. It was just a little quart size. I put one here and one at the corner of the front of the house. And if you watched my front garden tour, you would have seen that one. It's not put on any growth, but look at this one back here. So that one up front was just a test to see how it would do, mainly east facing and not getting, 6 to 8 hours of sun. But I might have to move my other one. But this one obviously likes it here, and this will help when it grows up. It will shade this area here just a bit from getting intense afternoon sun as it starts really heating up here. Let me grab this because it's driving me nuts. It's a dandelion. Moving down the line. You guys, I am so tickled with this. This was just those little 3.5 inch plantable pots that I got from Bluestone Perennials last year. Again, just trying anything and everything over the past 3 years. Look at it all budded up. Just so pretty. Look, you can really see the yellow here. This is called Coronation Gold Yarrow. Here's its little tag that came with it. But it, again, just in the little 3.5-inch plantable pots. I mean, not very big. 2 of them. This is 2 of them. Look how tall they are. I hope that's coming over in the video. I mean, they are doing a phenomenal over here. Way better than my Firefly Peach Sky from Proven Winners and the Sassy Summer Taffy I have over in my secret garden. I am pleased with this. So I can't believe how it shot up this year. So happy. All right, moving down the line here. While I pick this grass that's kind of gotten up here, I'll tell you what was originally planted over here was some phenomenal lavender. And I'll tell you why it didn't make it. I'll actually show you why, because I got more over here. Okay, that'll do for now. Hey, I'm knocking out chores and doing a little update of my beds. This is why it didn't make it. I don't know if you can tell, but this is the start and the makings of ant mansions. I don't even call them ant hills. They're just mansions out here, and here's another one. But they completely suffocated out my lavender last year and my cherry skullcap. I had 3 of them here. Just little nursery started. Anyway, they just took those on out, but I was able to find the cherry skullcap on High Country Gardens last year, and so I replanted the cherry skullcap, and here it is. And look how beautiful. We have pink coming up all over it, hence its name, cherry skullcap. But you know, I was asking the nursery, I was like, I have a spot south facing, I just can't get anything to grow, and they said put that cherry skullcap in and it'll do it. And it's wonderful. It's doing fantastic. You can see buds start coming up on this one. But if I do not take care of these ants and tell them they need to relocate, these will not be doing so great. But I can't believe from how small they were last year to this, how they're just really filling out this spring. So back here, in place of the lavender, I put in Proven Winners Sage Advice. But I already had this, you guys. I just dug it up and put it back here. This was from those front triangle beds that I dismantled. So I just relocated these guys back here in the fall when I took those beds completely out, and they're starting to green up, if you see there. And then right here on the very end, I popped in, again, you can even see some of the container, those little 3.5-inch plantable containers from Bluestone Perennials. These double pardon me daylilies, and these bloom out red, and I thought they would be the perfect little touch of red on this side of the house. As my mom always says, every room needs a touch of red, and I use that same concept in my gardening. So yeah, this is this little bed back here, you know, kind of just grasping at straws to see what will actually take off over here. And I'm not sure I'm going to keep this bush in this bed, but it, you know, it was here when we moved in. It's here for now, but might eventually pull that out. But this Coronation Gold was a great clearance buy right near the end of the season, and just decided it's on clearance, I'll take it, pop 2 in, and look at them go. All right, this is going to lead us on to the terrace. Probably start with the bed here in front. Let me back up a bit. I still have some planting to do up here. I'm not sure what this is that grows up right here, but it's pretty. So I've just left it. So something that was planted many moons ago. And then this is a weed, a tree weed. Tree trying to grow up in here. And another weed. Look, chores and a tour. Beside the unknown grass plant, whatever that is Olivia Rose Austin. Beautiful. Right here. And then over here as well. In between, I have snapdragons that I planted last spring. And if you saw my greenhouse tour, you saw the container, one of the containers some of these came out of, that I reused to repot up some dahlias. But the snapdragons are also over there. Moving on to the middle here. These are dwarf canna lilies in here that I put in 2022. One I seeded inside. Well, I seeded more than one, but only one survived, and I put it out here. And then I also bought bulbs, yellow and pink canna lilies, dwarf canna lilies. I need to come in here. Here they are coming up. I need to get rid of their debris from last season and the leaves out of here. But last year, they came up in 2023, but only one bloomed, and it bloomed orange. It wasn't pink and it wasn't yellow. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to pull these or keep these. I'm just going to see what they do this year. Hopefully their third year, 2024, this is it. Maybe they'll really put on a show for me. If they don't, I'm just going to pull them out. Look here, another ant mansion. Ah, they sigh. But behind these guys, I put in some Celebrity Series hollyhocks. One's there, one's right here in the middle, and one's over here. The Celebrity Series hollyhocks, they don't get very tall. They get, I think, 3 feet tall, you guys. So I thought they would be perfect to just do a backdrop here. So one of them is pink. I picked up all 3 that they had in the Celebrity Series. Lilac. And that one's in the middle, I know for sure. I can't remember which side the pink's on and which side that the apricot is on. All right, moving on right here. This is a clematis. It's called Mississippi River. Starting to put on some blooms. Look how pretty. I put it in here. I'm going to try to use it as a little ground cover for this bed and just let it fill in and float around. Snapdragons again. And a tree trying to grow. And another weed. And then right here, of course, we have Olivia Rose Austin. Just told you about her. The copper tags on this side. And I did leave their David Austin tags on them as well. And this is an Allium Schuberti getting ready to go out. But it's come up faithfully for me for 3 years. I popped it in here and it's worked out pretty well. But it's the strangest allium. I put in this bed here in front of the terrace when we moved in, but the pavers here in front of them, they just do not stay straight. They drive me bonkers. Put them over here. There were shrubs lining the sidewalk into the pool area when we moved in, and we had those removed. It was just too tight of a squeeze through there, but under those shrubs were these pavers, and I put them over here because I created this bed. They're just not working out. When my husband comes through with the mower, he ends up bumping them. They become crooked. So I don't know. I think I'm just going to eventually remove these guys and just edge it with my edger. But for now, I've got a crooked little paver border. But we're moving on to the terrace. All right, so the bowls you see on the columns here, they had pansies in them. Those will eventually be replaced with the dwarf Mexican petunias that are currently in the greenhouse. And they're about ready to come on out. I think I'm going to go ahead and plant them in there, and the bowl that's there on the stand as well. So I'm going to fill these guys with dwarf Mexican petunias. And there's Miss Ellie. Take 2 on this turn because I decided it would look prettier if I turn the outside light on, and it does because it's a cloudy day. You might notice on my doors, if you've been following along, those are not my dwarf Mundo grass living wreaths. These are clearance wreaths that I had for the holidays. I got them 2-3 years ago, but my dwarf Mundo grass is struggling, so I brought these guys out and tied the ribbons on them. I'm going to have to plant the dwarf Mundo grass out into the secret garden, but I think what I'm going to do for these, I do like the brown in there. It's kind of picking up on the urns here, so it's not that bad. But the magnolia tree in the secret garden, I don't know if you can see from here, may not be able to, you can see some of it. It's all budded up and ready to go. So I think when that bloom show is over, I'm going to cut some stems off and add some of the magnolia leaves here to these, and that will bring out some greenery in there. So we'll see how that turns out. So back to the urns. In the urns here are Kimberly Queen ferns. I decided to go with these instead of Boston ferns because this area is south facing. It does get some sun underneath here. So, and the Kimberly Queens can take sun. Boston ferns are really sensitive. So I thought these would do better, and they stand more upright. So they're just down in these decorative urns in their nursery containers. And if you're new here, the stands are umbrella holders. That's what I'm using here. If you've been following along, I did paint the wooden circles here blue. I think it looks really good. In the middle is this pastel paisley rug that I've had. I haven't found one that I like better to go up here yet, so I just pulled this up, and I'm not hating it. That wind, it's just never ending. Here's my little bunny wearing his velvet bow. I think he looks good. I love my whimsy. I think he looks really good there. I'm just going to step a little bit more back so we can see the bench. I've painted it navy. It looks really good. Get the whole scene here. I've not redone my DIY pots, you guys. They're just living their best ugly life up here. I don't even care. It's fine. But here's my little wicker bunny with his velvet bow on. I love it. So now we're going to talk about what's in these pitiful DIY containers. In each of the orange pots on each side, oh, the sun's starting to come out. Oh, it's so much prettier when you have sun, right? Okay, so, and here I have Super Petunia Latte in the orange ones. Look how gorgeous with that deep throat on those. I love the white. Right, and then in each of these green and blue pots, this one has blooms here. Super Petunia Blue Skies. So pretty. Let's see if we can get that to focus. So pretty. And then here in the smaller pots, look how gorgeous. Each of these smaller pots I have Super Petunia Raspberry Rush. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, I need to pinch these back a bit. All right, there we go. I pinched some of those ones that have already come and gone off of there. Can't help myself. What a pretty little flower. Okay, so going to turn back this way slowly. Oh, and while I'm doing it, I have decided I'm not going to put my fern here in the lady head this year because when I'm looking out the kitchen window, I can see directly into the secret garden and see my greenhouse back there, and I don't want to block my view of being able to see out the kitchen window this way because it's so pretty. Now that we've turned around, we're going to go to my raised bed right here. The front of the bed is Rosemary. And right there is Ellie. Oh, I need a little couch cuddles with mom. We're going in right after this, monkey. Okay, so in back of here, of this gorgeous rosemary, smelling delightful, I put out some basil seeds back here from Baker Creek that I had. Starting to see some little germination right there. So hopefully that'll come up. Moving along here, in here, right here, and right here. I'm trying something different this year. The Sun Parasol Apricot Mandevilla. We're going to see how they do. Look how pretty that is. So, yeah, there and there. Right here, this is Proven Winners. They're strawberries that bloom out the pink flowers. Doing great. There's two of them right here. They were over on this side of the bed last year. I moved them here. And I do have the strawberries. Look. So, gorgeous. Gonna get lovely strawberries off of those. These are pansies that are still hanging on. Here's my little water meter. My frog holding it. You can see how much rain we've gotten in the last few days. Just wild. And a ton more on the way. A ton more. Just the rain keeps taking over my weekends. Look at this gorgeous flower. This gorgeous flower is called Bermuda Beach. Here's the tag, Bermuda Beach Supertunia. Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. It's way brighter than the tag though. Look how big that bloom is right there. Lovely. The Supertunia Vista Silverberry. This is pretty, and I got this spray painted, so it's blue and white now instead of black. Looking good. Those are so sweet and pretty. Pretty colors. Okay, let me back up a bit and give a better view of what we are looking at right now. So we've done Bermuda Beach and the Silverberry. Now we're going to move on to these two pots that have these trellises in them. Right here, I'm still waiting on some plants I pre-ordered to arrive. Hopefully they come soon. But both of these pots with the trellises, they have Creepin' Jenny in here. This is left over from last year, re-emerging. But then at the front, I kind of turned the pot around instead of facing towards us so it could get more sun. But I have put the tricolored sweet potato vine. So very pretty. That's what's going on in these two guys. And in between these two pots, I have the Caroline Sweetheart Lime Sweet Potato Vine and Supertunia Tiara Blue. Look at that. It's gorgeous. And I love this little Sweetheart Lime. It's just so adorable. And then one little pansy trying to come up. Alright, so turn it slowly. I spray painted my old strawberry pots there. I do have some seeds, a little watermelon seeds. They're called Mini Love, coming from Renee's garden. I'm going to try to put in that pot. But I have to find an area for these guys. I think the old strawberry pots that I painted white are going to go in the secret garden somewhere. We'll see. Then right here in this pot is Supertunia Vista Bubblegum. Here's the tag. And it's in here with Creepin' Jenny from last year. And I've got to get these low bows cleaned out that are on the columns and on this stand of the pansies, so I can put my dwarf Mexican petunias in there from the greenhouse. There's a pot back there that was black and I spray painted it navy. It just has Creepin' Jenny in it. And I do have, again, plants on pre-order. I want to add to that pot with that one. Not here yet. And then here in my little cute little blue and white pot I found at Walmart, I have the Supertunia Saffron Finch. And this is just so pretty. Look how pretty she is. Pretty flower. Okay, for shame and a disgrace, I realized while I was showing you Saffron Finch how dirty this little table was. So I have wiped it off, and now I'm going to back up and show you how sweet this little sitting area is. I backed all the way out this way so we could see how it looks when you enter from this way onto the terrace. Oh, that sun is lovely right now. Here on the end, this just has Creepin' Jenny in it from last year. We started cleaning out the garage and we found packaged firewood that we didn't use over the winter, so starting to replenish our firewood there. This is just so pretty and a whole different vibe when the sun will shine. It's been days since I've seen the sunshine, you guys, so I'm excited to see it right now. But look at that, just a pretty vignette. Let me back up, then we can't tell how tacky my DIY pots look. You may hear the rumblings of thunder in the background, you guys. First storm of Friday morning is starting to ramp up. But I hope you enjoyed seeing what's going on the east side of the house, the kitchen bed, and the terrace. And I also hope you're having the best day. Thank you so much for watching and adding color to my world.